Here we are at Rachel's apartment again. Honestly, we're going to backpack. But I've gotten this cold thing, and so Nancy and I spent a lovely day at the Bear Mountain Inn, and then Ian and Rachel drove up and picked us up. We had a crappy pizza lunch. My suggestion of the place to eat it.
He just didn't like it because it was cold.
The calamari was nasty.
But we went on a beautiful hike. Walk.
Anyway, we came back here and we played, what was that Munchkin game we played?
Munchkin. That's what it's called.
What is it called?
It's called Munchkin, and you have little cards, and you play with like elves and different things, and you have and who won? Jeff won the first time, and Nancy won the second time.
These guys were ducking. They were trying to make us feel good.
It worked, right?
Anyway, so Ian has to work today, and I'm sitting around feeling like poo-poo. And Nancy is working on her Hebrew because she's interpreting a class in Hebrew this coming year at Samford. And so Rachel, who's got some Hebrew skills, is going to teach her an alphabet song.
Like Zion. Right, but it with an I at the end, so Zion.
See, isn't that fun? And I'm going to try to get better so we can get back onto the trail tomorrow. This is Sunday, so I feel like I ought to be preaching. So let me say two things about being on the trail. When we stopped, we had a 2-mile hike up Bear Mountain in front of us.
Yeah.
And it's 2 miles, and the altitude gain is about 1,600 feet, which is a pretty steep little section of trail. Now, approaching the trail, you can talk to hikers, and some hikers, and they describe the trail in terms of what Tolkien called lath spell, which is bad news, ill news. And they'll say, oh, you're going to really bust your hump on that. It's steep. It's going to work you out. It's wet. It's slippery. So you really need to buckle down to do that. It's going to really press you, and you're going to sway it, and you're going to huff and puff. All that may be true, but to tell it to somebody before they hike it is lath spell. It's giving them the ill news. Another approach is to tell the gospel, the good news about it. And the good news about it is this: it's only 2 miles. It's over with quickly. It's actually only about 700 feet a mile, which is not that steep. 1,500 feet a mile is really busting your hump. And it'll be over with quickly, and then you'll be on the top, and there'll be wondrous views. So just go get it and knock it out. Hump up there. And you'll be so stoked when you get to the top. You see? Those are two different ways to describe the same path. One of them lath spell, the other gospel. You know, we in the church ought to be about talking about the path as good news and not as ill news. We ought to be about reassuring people that the way may be steep, but it's an exhilarating climb, and when we get to the top, there'll be wondrous views, and we will be so exhilarated by it.
That was so hard. I know, right?
I miss preaching today, I guess, so bear with me. Anyway, I'll get better today. Tomorrow we'll get back on the trail, and we'll see you down the trail.